Hello, welcome to my tutorial on intermolecular forces. So now we're going to talk about the three types of van der Waals force. They are hydrogen bonds, which is the strongest, permanent dipole-dipole forces, and van der Waals forces. Ionic and covalent bonds are strong because the ionic bonds hold ions together in a giant lattice, so that at room temperature all ionic compounds are solids. Ionic bonds are strong electrostatic attractions between oppositely charged ions. Intermolecular forces are weak because they act between different molecules, and they are much weaker than ionic or covalent bonds. Polar molecules have permanent dipoles. The permanent dipole of one molecule attracts the permanent dipole in a different polar molecule to form a weak permanent dipole-dipole force. So imagine two atoms colliding because the electrons are oscillating, and they form this attraction, and keeping the attraction together is what makes the bond if the compound is not ionic or covalent. Van der Waals forces are caused by the movement of electrons in their shells. This unbalances the charge in their shells. At any moment, the instantaneous dipoles are induced across the molecule. So, like I just showed you up the top, the instantaneous dipole induces a dipole in neighbouring molecules, which in turn induces further dipoles on their neighbouring molecules. The small induced dipoles attract one another, causing weak intermolecular forces known as van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces increase with the number of electrons. The more induced dipoles, the more attractive forces between the molecules. So definitions now. An intermolecular force is an attractive force between neighbouring molecules. A permanent dipole-dipole force is a weak attractive force between permanent dipoles in neighbouring polar molecules. And van der Waals forces are attractive forces between induced dipoles in neighbouring molecules. So, the important point to look at this table is, as the electrons increase, the van der Waals forces increase, and the boiling point increases because there are more electrons oscillating and causing a stronger force. The boiling point is also increasing because it requires more energy in order to break the van der Waals forces. So that's it for this tutorial. Exam questions will want to ask you how van der Waals forces arise, so remembering these few sentences will really help you in your exam revision. I advise you to pause the video and possibly copy these down, or if you already own the textbook, and I just took these out of the textbook. So thank you for watching, and I hope you found this useful.